The Indian rupee hit an all-time low against the US dollar.
He has finally breached the crucial 80 mark against the dollar.
The Indian rupee hits a record low of 84.7 against the US dollar.
Indian rupee has depreciated to its all-time low. The strength of your currency comes from two parameters, its exports and imports. This sharp decline has come amid concerns over India's economic growth, high inflation, strengthening of dollar driven by the US Federal's hawkish stance. There are few global parameters that are impacting the depreciation of Indian rupee, and then there are few certain domestic parameters. Internally something is going wrong, because of which there is depreciation of Indian rupee. Now first and foremost, many of you might think, what is depreciation and what is this currency exchange rate? The currency of India is Indian rupees, and 1 Indian rupees is not equal to 1 US dollar. There are certain currencies. Currencies are the way you actually buy goods and services. If you go back to the history of humankind, there was barter system, and then we actually demolished that barter system and we came up with the concept of currencies. Now in an ideal world, the value of currency should be based on the gold reserve you have, because that's the truest gold mark. Gold is limited on earth. You can say that I can increase India's GDP by just printing a lot of notes. You could say that, but what would happen? Inflation would happen. If everyone will have a lot of money, eventually with time the cost of goods and services will go up, and certain people or certain strata of the society will not be able to afford for it. That means that not every country can print a lot of money. Now if there is too much money supply, then all of you will have a lot of money, but eventually if all of you will have a lot of money, inflation will take place, which is that the cost of goods and services will go up. But if all of you do not have a lot of money, what will take place? The GDP of the country will go down, because you will not be able to buy your car, you will not be able to buy your goods and services. So the central bank's role is to always maintain a balance between the growth of the country and controlling the inflation of the country. The more you will try to control inflation, it will come at the expense of the economic growth of the country. The more you will try to grow the country economically, it will come at the expense of rising inflation. And how central bank does this balance? Through controlling money supply. Now central bank has reserves of dollars. Why? Because dollar is the strongest currency in the world. Central bank also have reserve of gold to be able to benchmark how much money can we print. Now recently central bank did something. As an aftermath of that, the rupee is seeing its lowest. It has depreciated. So we are going to be dividing the 11 points that impact the currency rate exchange between two currencies, any currencies. There are two certain factors. I have structured them down. The number one reasons are domestic reasons. There are 5 more reasons within the domestic category, and then there are 4 more reasons in the global category. The first one is when your import is more than export. India's major import is oil. We import so much that our export is not able to match the import. So our import is, so it's a net negative. And because you're importing, you pay dollars to others, hence your rupee weakens. Similarly, the second point, current account deficit. Your expenditures, a majority of them may be in dollars, are more. So you're giving more dollars rather than you're taking, and hence your rupee is weakening. The third one is inflation. So your macroeconomic parameters also play a role. If there is more inflation in the country, what is inflation? That the cost of the goods and services is high. Eventually that will also weaken the currency. RBI intervention. Fundamentally RBI can also do two things. Either it can sell dollar or it can purchase dollar. Foreign direct investment is also very important. Recently 1 lakh crore of investment was taken out of the country. That means dollar has been taken out of the country, and that's why rupee has weakened again. Speculation and market sentiment. Once again, these are certain market sentiments. How is India projected? How is Mr. Modi projected? These are going to be certain things that will impact the currency exchange rate as well. Energy import dependency, which is kind of linked to point number 1, because India is heavily dependent upon oil. That import is eventually going to massively impact the depreciating of currency. In a nutshell, you should understand one thing. The more dollars we get, the rupee will strengthen. The more dollar you give out, rupee will weaken. With that, let's move towards global reasons. Now, the number 1 is dollar index. That dollar index is basically the comparison of dollar versus the other top 6 currencies in the world, pound, euro, etc. And recently, the dollar index has been strengthened again. You may ask why? The Federal Bank has increased the interest rates. So what will happen? An investor can say, oh, in India, I am getting somewhere around 5 to 7% of interest rate. But India is a weak currency. currency. INR is a weak currency. It's very volatile also. But in US, for the same interest loan, I can get 7%. May not be 7%. These are hypothetical number, will be a little less. But if I'm getting guaranteed return on my fixed deposit in US and the currency in dollar, wouldn't I pull back my money from India and put it in US where I'm getting guaranteed returns and this is in dollars? And hence the dollar index has strengthened once again. Global crude oil prices also. So if there is a Ukraine-Russia war going on, that will limit the supply of oil that you have in the market. If there will be less supply of oil in the market, the price will oil shoot up, impacting what? The trade balance in India. And last is geopolitical stability. There is a lot of instability already that's happening with, let's say, Israel, Palestine, Georgia, another country is facing another civil war-like scenario because of the presence or the interference by Russia. So eventually these impact the market sentiments that we saw here also, point number 6. Now these are the basics of money supply. How is the dollar moving? And we said that there are central banks that can control. Now in this case, RBI can sell dollars and RBI can purchase dollars. Now to stabilize INR or to stabilize rupee so that the rupee doesn't depreciate so much, what will RBI want to do? RBI will say that I will increase dollar supply in the market. So I will increase the supply of dollar. The demand is the same of dollar. What will happen? The dollar will fall. And so will eventually the equation with rupee will adjust itself. Now, this is what happened in the Indian economy. Now, previously, RBI has taken more aggressive steps before. It has sold more dollars, but this time the RBI has been cautionary. It didn't take a lot of aggressive steps, but still RBI sold some dollar. But is the answer so straightforward in economics? Remember, I said what is the role of RBI? Controlling inflation and managing the GDP of the country. Things are not very straightforward. There is something called as forward premium. What are forward premiums? It's a hedging for future. But what is this hedging? Because developing countries' economy and currency are unstable. They are not like Europe, or they are not like, of course, Europe is having its own trouble, but it's not as stable as US. So what traders and exporters typically do is that they sign forward premium contracts. What is this forward premium contract? Typically, a developing economy will have a higher interest rate than the developed economy. Why? Because it is growing also at a higher interest rate. It has more scope to grow. So India will have a higher interest rate on the money because it is growing also. But the challenge is it is a volatile currency. US on the other hand might have a lower interest rate, but it is a stable currency. So people who are traders, who are businessmen also, they buy forward premium contracts. The forward premium contract equation is the interest rate of the domestic market minus the interest rate of the US market. Now, things are not very simple. When you purchased dollar, when you sold dollars, eventually when you're selling, so let's say I am Reserve Bank of India, I am selling dollars to ICICI. Hypothetically, I picked up a bank. What will happen? What will ICICI give to RBI? So RBI is going to now deplete rupee from the market. RBI is selling dollars. Actually, let me now do this in a step-by-step format. What we are saying is that RBI will sell dollars. To increase supply of dollars, RBI will do this to eventually strengthen the currency of INR. Yes or no? But if RBI is selling dollars, it will come at the expense of what? So if RBI is selling dollars to ICICI Bank or anywhere, it will take away rupee supply from the market. That means what? Liquidity is falling. Rupee liquidity is falling. That means less INR is in the market. When less INR is in the market, what will happen? Less money. You would want to eventually change the interest rate. You would actually lower the interest rate. So currently, the economy is facing downturns. That means people like you and I are able to have less money in our pocket. What will the RBI do? RBI will say that let's lower the interest rate. For the same scooter, if you were getting 7% of interest rate, now you can buy the same scooter at 3% interest rate. You will feel more enticed to buy the scooter, yes or no? When the lower interest rate has happened, what will happen to forward? What was forward premium? Forward premium was a contract whereby we said that the developing economy interest rate minus US interest rate. Now, if left hand side of your equation, which is developing economy interest rate, is lowering, why would you want to buy forward premium? This will further depreciate the currency. So the entire drama was started to do what? To strengthen INR? We wanted to strengthen INR. And by the way, what are the challenges of, we have not discussed, what are the implications? Now that $1 is equal to 84.4 rupees, what are the challenges? Your oil will be more expensive. If your oil will be more expensive, eventually that will increase the inflation. Your petrol and diesel prices will rise. If more inflation will rise, eventually that will impact the economy of the country also. Consumption will be impacted. So we have established that we want to control this some way or the other. But the problems in economics are not very straightforward. RBI will want to sell dollars. When it will sell dollars, it will take away certain rupee supply from the economy, reducing the liquidity. When there will be less liquidity of rupees in the economy, eventually the interest rates will become lower because you would want people to take interest rates. The forward premium will be impacted, which will eventually depreciate the rupee again. This is what has happened, because of which the rupee has also reached at its lowest in the history of mankind. But this is not just the only reason. Now you may think that, oh, I am so smart after attending Shatakshi's deep dive class. In 40 minutes, I know what RBI should do. But is it true? Are dumb people running RBI? So that is what you will realize in economics. That answer is never straightforward. There is always a trade-off in economics. If you will grow GDP, it will come at the expense of inflation. If you will control inflation, it will come at the expense of GDP. But in this case, we wanted to control or strengthen the INR, but eventually the forward premiums got impacted. And because the forward premiums got impacted, the traders are not investing in Indian rupees because our interest rate has been lowered because of this. Now comes the time for recommendation. Let's start with certain global and domestic issues that we had seen that could impact. By the way, the current account deficit of India has risen. We have established that the foreign institutional investors have moved out of the country. 1 lakh crore amount of money has been moved out of the country. The major recommendation in this case, you will realize that what we need to also focus upon is to also have India should explore currency swap arrangement with key trading partner. In fact, India has a currency swap arrangement with Japan also. If our reserves of dollars go so low, we will be able to take certain dollar reserve from Japan. What that will ensure is you're always having healthy. And once again, you cannot just sell all the dollar amount that you have, because eventually the strength of our currency is also based on, once again, there is a balance. When you sell a little bit, you indicate to the investors out there that we believe in our currency. They are fine selling dollars. But eventually, if the currency is eventually matched against dollar, you cannot just sell all your reserves also. So not being dependent on just US for US dollar becomes one of the major recommendation. Another is diversify energy import. And this is why you would realize that India has always held very strong stance with Russia and maybe Iran as well. Because you always want to diversify your energy import. And most importantly, maybe focus on domestic production of energy through renewable energy sources. The third one, you realize that traders are not going to buy forward premiums. Why? Because the interest rate will decline. We have discussed and arrived at that conclusion. But can we not incentivize traders so that the exporters can buy? Maybe there are other incentive mechanisms. Maybe you can have a long-term benefit for them, that after 5 years you could get certain other additional rewards. So maybe in the short term, the exporters and traders will not want to buy our forward premiums, further depreciating the currency. Maybe we can come up with certain other rewards and incentives. Another recommendation which is already spoken is we need to strengthen our macroeconomic fundamentals by promoting ease of doing business and accelerating reforms, so that suddenly the financial institution investors do not feel like moving out of the country, which is what China has done. $1 trillion of money has been pumped in to manage debt, and that's why a lot of financial institutional investors are now jumping to China. Because institutionally $1 trillion, count the number 0 after this class. That's why they're moving to China. And the last one is maybe you can have targeted subsidies for essential goods to shield vulnerable population from inflationary shocks. Remember, the part of the question was what is the impact of rupee weakening? You need to have certain recommendation to solve for that negative impact as well. So these are certain contemporary current affairs related facts, but I didn't want to just teach you current affairs. This was a great golden opportunity for me to teach all of you basics of economics and how tricky economics is.